Hello everybody, welcome to my next Let's Play series. Kirby's Block Ball. One of my favorite games from my childhood, and something that I've been meaning to get around to because a lot of people don't seem to really know about this game, or they compare it unfavorably to Pinball Land, which came a bit earlier. But, you know, 1995, 1996, this is pretty late in the Game Boy's life cycle, so they knew what they were doing with this one. So that's why I'm going to show it to you guys and explain to you just why I like it so much. And one reason is the music. I mean, listen to that! Alright, so I got a clear save file here, so I don't have my, old high scores or anything like that here, so I'm just going to see how well I can do against the pre-generated ones. You can always delete your file over on the right there, but that doesn't get rid of the high scores, I don't think. So, yeah. Alright, so we're going to go in here. So, the game here has, looks like 10 levels total, so you can only start from the first one, and that little ring in the center will be more pertinent later, so let's just go to the first one, and I'll explain to you how this game works. Each of these levels is going to start with a little thing explaining the quote-unquote gimmick of the stage. This isn't really a gimmick of the stage, as it is a gimmick of every level in the game. Has at least one of those bonus chance things. Alright. So, this is Breakout, basically. You want to just hit the paddle as it goes. Keep your ball from landing on the spikes, otherwise you lose a life. And you always start with 4 no matter what. So what I like to do is I like to keep the angle straight as possible, unless I really, really need to change it. Like if I want to hit something early. Let's see. Those star blocks will give you more and more points every time, starting from, I believe, 50 and going all the way up to 3,200 before they explode. And those aren't required to beat the stage, so if you want to get a high score, you want to hit them as often as you can. So yeah, if you hit the thing right at the edge there, sometimes you can get a nice good angle going with that. And the enemies, they aren't really good enemies, they just die in one hit, and they give you a little bonus pickup. They're also not required to clear the stage, they're just a little thing you can do. Alright. Gonna move on to the other star block here. You want to try and get as high a score as possible. You might have noticed at the beginning of the level there was a thing called the borderline. That's what you need to clear to get, let's say, 100% completion for the game. And there's a good reward for getting all the borderlines, so that's what we're going to try. And even if we fail to get one, there will be ways to make it easier. Alright. We're almost, Alright, I gotta change the angle in order to hit that last block there. There we go. Got it. So that's a pretty good first round there. Probably as good as it possibly could have been. Interesting how that works out, right? Alright. So at the top of this stage over here are blocks that are a little darker. When you hit them, you get double the points, but they also turn into lighter blocks afterwards. So yeah, there we go. And over there in the middle was hiding a warp star. Let's see if we can grab it. Let's see. There's a limited time to grab it, and my angle's all messed up, so I don't think I'm going to. Not this time. Nah. Okay. Well, I can show it off what the warp star does later. It's not pertinent. It doesn't really help your score that much if you manage to excuse me. If you manage to grab it. Let's see if I can fix the angle. I'm not too good at getting it back straight once it lines up like that. And it would have been straight if I hadn't hit the enemies, but ricocheting off of them does change that. Okay, there we go. It's a little straighter now. So basically the way to change the angle is to hit it right on the edges of the paddles there. Alright. Let's see. And yeah, I like doing that little edge trick to keep it going into the same place over and over again. There we go. That'll hit that, and we just need to wait for it to reach the other one. Now, there are things I could be doing to make this go faster, but I'm playing under the assumption that I haven't learned how to do that thing yet. once I get farther in, I'll be able to show you more advanced ways of getting through levels. And I really want to do that because, you know, it's a lot of fun to get high scores on these levels and try and beat your own records. Okay, so over on the right there is another one of those bonus candies they were talking about at the beginning of the level. We're going to see if we can get that, but before we do that, we want to break open the star block here. It's a little tricky to do. I messed up the angle. Whoops. And I also want to try to approach it from the top rather than the bottom. Let's see. Because that way we can potentially grab what that Broom Hatter is going to drop for us. Some extra points that way. Alright, so while I'm waiting for that to happen, you can see these big blocks, and they're worth 200 and they split into 4 50s. Yeah, and those can also come in dark and light varieties, so keep that in mind as you progressing here. Okay, you can see I got a 1-up there. I got a 1-up for reaching 50,000 points, so nothing too fancy about that. Okay, I'm about to grab the bonus candy here. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to pause for a second. So, how a bonus chance works is it turns all the blocks on the stage into these goopy kinds, and instead of hitting them and ricocheting back, you will now pass through them. Each one you grab is worth 500 points, and how many seconds you have left on the 30-second clock is also worth 500 points. So, it's a little hard to do it in this level particularly because of all the little blocks that are a little harder to hit. But if you fail to do it, it's not the end of the world, but you do miss out on the points of the ones that you did grab. So it's better to do it if you know you can do it. But I just wanted to demonstrate it here. Later on, I'll be able to make sure that I do it every time. So let's see how well I do here anyway. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, not too bad so far. Okay, gotta change the angle to get it down over there again. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna miss it by just a little bit. Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think the bonus chance does make your ball go a little faster. Or Kirby, I should say. Yeah. And you can see Kirby's a little upset that I missed the bonus there. I like that. This one of those neat little touches, but, you know, he'll cheer up eventually. Now, in the center here, there are some blacker blocks. You can't break those with just your ball alone, and we'll learn how to break them in the next level. So I'll save that message for then. There's also these star panels here, I should say. They're not worth anything right now, but but you do want to try and grab every single one of them before killing the Cappy at the top there. Let's change the angle. Oh boy. Oh well, at least it's kind of hard to grab the warp star that appears after that. But I'm probably going to end up grabbing it. Yeah, okay, I screwed up. If you do grab all of those star blocks, you get an extra life. And that's worth something in the end here. But yeah, once we reach the end here, now we have to fight a boss. Those star blocks also cover up the spikes over here, which is another benefit. Can't say I don't appreciate that. So what Cappy's going to do here is he's going to move back and forth between the left and right, and he'll disable your paddles, making them smaller if he reaches them. But nothing happens if he doesn't. So there you go. Oh, crap. Very bad showing for me, but that's because I usually play these stages with something else. And I'm also playing intentionally poorly with the certain skills that I haven't learned yet. And also I'd normally have a buffer there, but it's fine, it's whatever. I'm no Johns, right? No Johns. I can still beat the boss, like that's not going to be an issue at all. I just need to get rid of his little buddies there. And then try and aim it just right. Let's see, that'll hit him. There we go. I am good at this game. I definitely didn't lose a life when I was practicing earlier, so take with that what you will. So yeah, beating boss gets you 50,000, every life you have left is worth an extra 1,000, and as you can see, we did not manage to beat the borderline. But I'm not going to go right for it again, because like I said, there are things we get later that make getting high scores easier. Alright, so yeah, we got second place here. I'm just going to spell out my online name for you guys, just so that you all know what it is. Because the channel name doesn't always represent the name that I've chosen for myself. I made it a long time ago before I had this alias, so I'm just gonna type it in here. I think it's exactly 7 letters, so it works out pretty well here. And Alkspritz, with a T at the end. There we go. And it should remember my name for levels going in from here on out, so that'll make things a little easier when I do get new high scores, and I'm bound to get some. Alright, so since this is the premiere, I'm going to go ahead and go do Stage 2 now. I'd like to probably dedicate a level to each episode in the future, excepting times when I go back to previous levels. Okay, so what that's teaching us here is that if we press A, we can make our paddle do a special maneuver, and if Kirby touches it at just the right exact time, he starts moving faster, like that. And that move is able to break these hard blocks that were in the previous level. It also makes it a little harder to control the angle because you kind of have to rush to make sure that he touches it at the right time. Let's see. So yeah, hard blocks are required to finish a stage, so if you see any of them, you have to break them in that way. A Kirby in this big state moves faster. If he hits a darker block, one of those darker blocks that gives you double points, he will destroy it in one hit, saving you from the perhaps hassle of having to hit it multiple times if you want to clear a level quicker. But of course, that's worth less points overall, since you'll be losing out on the extra light block hit as well. Okay, so there we go, got it. All right, let's try and get the other blipper here. I think it's called a blipper. I believe you have to hit your own paddle 3 times before it wears off. So there's that. You can chain it together. You don't have to wait for it to wear off to start it again. So yeah, that makes clearing levels go a lot quicker. Alright, so this next one has bonus candy. But before I grab it, I want to see if I can get the points from the enemy drops here. Alright, that one's fairly simple. There we go. So the moving faster of the paddle hit there also makes it a lot easier to clear these bonus chances because you move faster. So yeah. This one's pretty darn easy compared to the one in level 1. I gotta say. There we go, see? And that is worth a crap ton of points. See, I hit 37 blocks and I had like 17 left over. What is that, math? It's enough to get me an extra life, I'll tell you that much. Okay, and as for this next level, there's a warp star in the corner here. I know that already. I need to actually get the... It's hard to time when it's so close. Oh, damn it! Damn it! Okay. Let's see. There's a new pickup over there. I'll go over that momentarily. Or if I grab it, yeah. Anyway, mostly what it does is it turns light blocks to dark blocks and vice versa. So, if you want extra points, you can turn light blocks to dark blocks and do it that way. Where is the warp star around here? I thought it was like in the bottom corner around here. It was like near the top or something like that. And I'm not gonna break those hard blocks until I get it, so... Yeah, those wear off after a time. I think they give you 500 points. It's not much for picking one up, but, you know. Okay, now go down. Go back. There's a bumper there, makes you go faster for a little while and sends you off in a random direction. Well, it's not random, it's back the way you came, basically. Let's see. Man. Well, at least I can launch off this way. This is all for the sake of showing you what the Warp Star does. I know it's here. There it is. Okay. So what the Warp Star does is it brings you to the inner circle here. And here you can play a bonus game. 1 of 4. And you get extra lives from doing them correctly. So, the first one I want to do is air hockey. There are 4 difficulties for each bonus game depending on which level you access it from. So I want to start this one on an easier difficulty because it can be a little hard to do it. So, yeah, you can press A to launch the ball a little faster if you time it right, and I'm not doing that right now. I don't believe there's a time limit on this one. I almost had him there. Aw, man! Alright. Yeah, even on the easy difficulty, this guy's pretty good. Yeah. I forget how many lives you get from this. I think it's relative to your score compared to his. And there are 3 balls in total, of course. So it's best 2 out of 3. So basically playing now is pointless, but he just moves so quick. There we go. I got 1 on him. There we go. So yeah. You can get up to 3 lives for getting 3 points on him. So that's basically how that works. So I made up the life I lost trying to get that Warp Star. Now I can beat the level proper. Oh, another good thing about the A button trick is that if you hit the spikes while you're in that form, you won't die. You'll just get knocked out of that form prematurely. So it's one way to keep your safeties up there. Oh, great. This is the wrong angle. Alright, yeah. This is where it starts getting a little annoying. I was trying to get it to hit the wall, not the paddle. The ceiling at the top there, so it would bounce off a little better. Here we go. Almost. I almost got a really good angle there. There we go. Nice. Sorry if I spoke a little loudly there. Alright, we're almost done here. Next up is the pre-boss room. This time I'm going to try to get all these star panels, but since there's no way to just ensure where I will land, it's a little iffy on when I will get it. You know, it all depends on when I hit Squishy there. So, oh, surprised I didn't get him right there. Okay. Let me hit it. Let's see. If I can get it up the center, that would be great. Wow. Lasted that quite long there. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Yeah. This is looking pretty good so far. The heart blocks are actually, you know, good for keeping the Warp Star out of your reach at times. Oh, and the A button thing, it does not do extra damage to enemies like Squishy or bosses. Well, he'll become a boss once we beat him. That's the pattern for each of these final pre-boss stages. So yeah, just need to hit him again. There we go. There we go. And aw, man, it's just a little too quick there. I got it anyway. So yeah. Get all the star panels there. You get a 1-up. Calls them star blocks, but I like calling the square ones star blocks. How will I ever decide? Okay, so Squishy here has a pretty obvious gimmick. Hit him, and then he becomes mad and goes faster. Then, if you hit him from the front, he will grab the ball and throw it. So, you want to be careful of that. If you can get a good combo going, then you can get a lot of damage on him if you hit him from behind, or from the sides. But I like behind because it's a little more reliable. Okay, so use a little speed boost on there. Wow, that was totally from behind. Come on, game. That was totally a hit, too. That's the problem with the wide angle. It just goes so slow and you can't control any of it. Okay, there we go. We get the medium angle finally going there. Hit him. Alright. Had a little buffer there, but that's okay. Huh. I don't think that he can't grab you while you're big, but, well, I wasn't willing to test it out. Okay, so we definitely got the borderline here because of that awesome bonus state candy we got earlier. So when you do get a borderline, it plays a little, celebration tune for you here. You can't skip this, which makes it a little annoying when you're beating your high score, because you're always going to be clearing the borderline in order to do that. So, yeah, it's a little annoying, but, you know, if that's the worst thing this game does, that's fine. Just going to press start to lock that in. Gotta wait for Kirby to stop spinning around there. So yeah, that takes care of that. So in the next episode, we're going to tackle Stage 3, which will introduce the first copy ability, and we'll be able to see what kinds of fun mechanics come with that. So thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, keep on watching the series, and maybe check out some of my older series too. I did another Kirby game in The Amazing Mirror a while back, and it's not the most professional work I've ever done, but I've learned quite a few tricks since then. But I still love that game, and I feel like I did a pretty good job guiding people through it. So, thank you all for watching once more, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!